Good afternoon and welcome to the Citadel. The Bulldogs will be hosting number one preseason overall North Dakota State right here on Saturday, August 30th. Kickoff official time is noon. We have with us head coach Maurice Drayton to talk about the game. Thank you.
All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I tell you what, it's been a great summer. Really a great off season altogether. Building a blue collar bulldog. That's kind of been our mentality in building our program. We're building this thing from the ground up. We're embracing the build and not the buy in this NIL era. You know, everything that we have is earned. It's not given. We want resiliency over flash, team over self, and like I said earlier, building this thing from the ground up. We're focusing on player development. That's important to us. Retention and development. We're building this culture on loyalty. We're building it on brotherhood. Not only that, though, we're embracing our local community, doing a lot of things in the community which we're proud of, and just representing the Bulldogs in that way. So we're excited about having the North Dakota State Bisons come into our house. 10 of the last 14 FCS championships have been won by these guys. I tell you what, this is a great opportunity for us. Any questions?
I guess just first off, who's getting the start under center on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm not ready to disclose that yet. I feel like we do have a front runner, but I can tell you the three quarterbacks who are in rotation are all doing a good job, and it wouldn't surprise me if all three of them got on the field at some point.
I heard the story you told on the station up in Fargo about Fletcher dropping a bunch of glasses as a waiter. Like, what was your thought process like when you got that phone call about your starting quarterback?
Yeah, so like I said earlier, we're embracing who we are, the build and not the buy. So all of our players work. They work in the summertime. They typically get here for summer workouts at 5 a.m., and we have to let them go so that they can get to their jobs at 8 o'clock, 8:30. Our starting quarterback was one of them, working at a downtown restaurant because we support our local businesses. He was a host, and he was helping the waitresses and waiters set glasses, and he tripped and fell, and he injured himself. And I tell you, when I got the phone call, I just said, we got to close ranks, keep marching, once I figured out he was going to be okay. And we've all heard the story of Wally Pipp. So we shared that story with the team, and we're just going to close ranks and move forward.
You expect him back this year?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes.
Of Quentin and Cole, Kobe, who's kind of just give you what they bring to the table.
Yeah, not a problem at all. The question was, what does Quentin and Kobe bring to the table? Kobe brings a dynamicness about himself where he can make things happen when the plays breaks down. There's an athletic ability about him that's advantageous for a quarterback, and a calmness. And when we're speaking of calmness, Quentin Hayes brings a calmness to the huddle because he's done it before. He has experience. He does a great job on the long ball, the intermediate ball, and the things underneath as well. So these guys complement each other very well, and they fit very nicely in our skill set of what we're doing. And anytime I mention those two, I have to mention Cooper Tankersley. This guy is strong, and he has long speed, and there's a moxie about him that you just want your quarterbacks to have.
Outside of Dustin, how did y'all make out health-wise through the fall?
Yeah, we also lost our starting running back, Corey Ibrahim. It's no secret. It's public, so that's why I'm talking about it. So, yeah, starting quarterback won't be with us. Starting tailback won't be with us. But our motto is everyone is necessary, but no one is needed. We're going to close ranks, and we're going to keep marching, moving forward.
Who steps up at running back then for you?
We'll do it by committee, which we were going to kind of do it by committee anyway. We really feel like we have good depth in that room. I mean, we have one of the running back whisperers coaching that position in Everett Sands, Hall of Famer, right here at the Citadel. So between Garrison Johnson, between Bo Harrington, a young redshirt freshman, we have 2 young redshirt freshmen that we may use. I'm going to let the opponent figure out that and not name anybody from that standpoint. But we feel like we have 4 backs that we could rotate this Saturday.
How long do you expect Corey to be out?
I don't have a time frame on it at the moment, but every day he's doing the right things so that he could be back and be healthy with us.
How heavily do you want to rely on your run game? How confident
Oh,
are you?
it's in my personal DNA. It's in the DNA of this building. It's in the DNA on that field. I cracked jokes last year and the year before. Coach Taft, he would have been disappointed the first time we threw a forward pass. So we want to run the ball. That is who we are.
At the start of fall camp, you praised your offensive line. How much does that help your confidence with an offense with so many questions still?
Yeah, so the question was with the offensive line that I gave compliments to in the fall camp. What does that do for our team's confidence? That's huge because the war is started in the trenches, and you have to win the trenches. You hear me talk about mass all the time. We're in the people-moving business, so anytime you have mass, you're able to move human beings. I heard their coach say in an interview he wants to dominate the line of scrimmage. And so if you poll most coaches across the United States this weekend, we all want the same thing. We want to win the game up front.
Obviously, they're number 1 for a reason, 10-time national champs. What about the biggest challenge? What do you see as the biggest challenge that they present?
I tell you what, this is a total program build for them. What I mean by that is it reminds me very similar to the Green Bay Packers, where everyone is under one accord. Everyone is being a star in their role, whether it's the president, the provost, the dean, admissions, financial aid, HR, their facilities, their grounds crew, their intramurals, their SWA, their AD. They are all swimming in the same direction. Their media, we had media interviewing other coaches in the Southern Conference asking questions about us. So I know their coaching staff is looking right at those interviews. What did he say? How can we gain an edge? It is a total program that is swimming in the same direction. So anytime you have that and you have people who understand their roles in that and they're dedicated to a greater cause or to something that's bigger than themselves, man, it's hard to find a chink in their armor, and I haven't been able to find it yet.
How much do you take from what East Tennessee State did last year, being at home against them? They had the whole stadium rocking. They took them to over. I mean, how much do you take from what a SoCon team like yourself was able to do?
Yeah, so we take from all their opponents. I'm very pragmatic, very detail-oriented. I don't really sleep when normal people sleep. I can just give you an example. I did a study on the last 5 years, games they played over 80 degrees, right, and what the outcome was. What was the first play called? What kind of pressures did they have? So we take something from every game. We just look at it and we try to detail our work.
Maybe for some background, were you here when this kind of home and home got set up, or what was that?
Absolutely. The gentleman who was in charge of scheduling at the time, he and I are close, and when he reached out and said, "Hey, Mo, we have this unique opportunity," and I said, "Absolutely. That'd be year 3 for me, and I would love to bring a perennial power, to our house, because we can't take all of our people and take them out to North Dakota State, Fargo, right? So it was important that getting this game so that all those entities that I spoke of earlier that North Dakota State does right, well, now our people will be able to see it, smell it, taste it, touch it. Hey, this is how they travel. This is how they tailgate. This is what it looks like on the sideline. And then once we inked that contract, people started doing research on who they are. So if I'm working, not to pick on anybody, let's say admissions department, we're playing North Dakota State. I start doing research on that. And then we see the total program build that they have. So it was very, very important, and I'm so glad that we have this opportunity.
Yeah, with that, how important is it to showcase FCS football? You praise what you all have done in this NIL environment. What on both sides of this?
Yeah, so FCS football, I'm going to go back to North Dakota State, right? We say FCS football, but that's the barometer. That's the league that they play in. But I'm here to tell you this is one of the best programs in all of football, including FBS. Look at their record against FBS opponents. I would venture to say this, too. When I was coaching in the National Football League, every human being who I've ever had from North Dakota State who was on that roster when I was in the national football team made our roster and was a difference maker. They had all the little things, all the intangibles. They do a great job with the technique, the fundamentals, little things like where to stand during a timeout, how to act during a water break, understanding the rules. They do a great job, and like I said, from the top down. So it's very important that as an FCS school, all right, when other people get the opportunity to look at us, they say, they're doing it right at that level.
If you are going to pull an upset, if you are going to pull this off, I mean, what is the main thing that you have to? I mean, obviously score more points than they do, but like, what is the main thing that you could do that you tell your team, if we do this, we've got a chance against them?
Yeah. So in the first quarter of the season, more games are lost than actually won. Right? So you can't beat yourself. You can't have the pre-snap errors. You have to protect and secure the ball on offense. You have to extract the ball on defense. It's the same things that it would take to win any football game. It's very important that we don't make this bigger than what it is from the football standpoint. Organizationally, this is huge, right, because of the things I talked about earlier. But from a football standpoint, it's a big game only because it's the next one.
Maybe somebody like J.J. Flood that we talked about at the beginning of fall camp, or somebody else, maybe somebody that caught you or your staff's eye that you think could get some burn Saturday or maybe throughout the season.
Well, because you mentioned J.J., local standout from this community, Porter-Gal, I just gave him praise and compliment today. He's doing a great job for us. He's playing this game with his heart, with his mind, with his soul. I mean, he's doing a great job for us. But not only that, during athletic cadre, he was one of our best knobs from the military side of the house. So kudos to JJ as far as that goes. You're looking for new names that may show up. Bo Harrington, one of the running backs that I talked about earlier, we'll possibly see his name flash. Defensively, Tyreek McDaniel, safety graduate student who's been with us since the spring out of Dutch Fork High School. He may flash. And then we're going to play some true freshmen. I just don't want to talk about the true freshmen by name for various reasons, but we'll have some true freshmen starting for us and doing some things as well.
How difficult of a cover is Trey Lance's brother, Bryce?
Oh my goodness! When we start talking about their personnel, and I'm looking at my notes, and once again I just keep going back to it. There's not a chink in their armor. Bryce Lance is arguably the best receiver that we will face this season, and it's not even close. So you look at him, and then you look at they have another returning All-American linebacker in Logan Cup. I believe that's the correct pronunciation. Forgive me if I'm wrong. And then you look at their notable transfers. They run really deep with the notable transfers coming in. It's a tall task. It's a tough task. But you've heard me say this many times. I'm a big Ric Flair guy. In order to be the man, you have to play the man. You have to learn to beat the man. So we have a plan. We're going to go out. We're going to try our best to execute our plan and to the best of our ability. Yes. Yes, there is an understanding for us in situational awareness, right? We've been really harping on situations, things of that nature. There is definitely an understanding. Now, the next application to that is becoming game good, right? It's one thing answering it in the classroom. It's another doing it on the practice field. But now, when you have to actually do it, you want to be game good.
2 years ago at this point, you said you were not a good football team at all. 2 years later, how's that changed?
Yes, sir. You don't let me live that one down, but I believe in telling the truth. Everybody wants to know the truth until you tell it. My exact words were, we're not a very good football team. All right. And that was the case at that time. And we're very thankful to that football team because they gave us everything they had that the good Lord put in their bodies. This year, we are a very good football team. We will be a very good football team, but it may not show up in the win-loss column. A lot goes into that. A little bit of luck, staying healthy, have that oblong ball bounce in the right direction, maybe get a call here and there. But this is a very good football team that shows an understanding of football, a rules understanding from a foul standpoint. We do understand the situational football that I talked about in the classroom. But once again, we have to be game good with it. Absolutely not. It's not at all, and I'm just being honest. We were hoping for a hot, steamy Charleston day. Looks like it's going to fall right in alignment to what they would find happy. I think it's going to be high 70s. The humidity is going to be low, and we may even get a light rain. So if we're depending on the weather to win a football game, we've already lost. But I did do a study, because I'm very pragmatic, on the temperature. All right, so FCS-wise with these guys, they're 2-1 when the temperature is above 80 degrees in the last 5 years. Matter of fact, in the last 5 years, they've only played 6 games above 80 degrees, with the warmest being 86 degrees. I believe it was at Arizona in 2022. Zero humidity. So the point I'm making is if we're leaving it up to weather, we've already lost. Sorry.
Any close connections even on staff that we're going to see?
No, not at all, but, we do our due diligence. I've dug deep into Concordia, where the head coach is from. I believe he graduated in '02. Wisconsin Eau Claire is where the Dan Larson is from, their OC. So I tapped into my Wisconsin connections. I don't know anybody personally on staff, but we know friends of friends of friends who knows people, and we've done some research from that standpoint.
This question makes sense. Like, obviously, the number one objective is to win the game. But you mentioned kind of see how their program looks, smells, tastes. Kind of how much of maybe a barometer, or how much will you take with just this being the opening game of a 12-game season?
Yeah. So from a barometer standpoint, I don't know that I have an answer for that right now. I know exactly what you're saying, but until we get out there and put the 2025 team to test, I don't think I'll be able to answer that question. But next week, this same time, I'll have an answer for you.
They have a quarterback from last year who's in the NFL. How important is it to get – I think the guy now has played some, but not to that. How important is it to kind of rattle him a little bit early being on the road and, he's been backing up an NFL guy?
Well, I tell you this, I've had the opportunity to be around some really good quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers was a backup before he became a starter. Jordan Love was a backup to Aaron Rodgers before he became a starter. So this young man has had the opportunity to sit in the room and watch several football games and practice. I don't know that he can be rattled in our environment right now early on, because he's seen it. He's done it. He's watched the guy he shared a locker room with do it at a high level. So, I believe Cole will be all right from that standpoint. I just don't know that that's possible. We have to go out and just execute our game.
Do you think he sees some cannons like y'all have on Saturday?
That, I hope the cannons will rattle. And so they told me be nice today and don't start any trouble. But I'm just going to go ahead and say it. All my people that live in Wagner Terrace and around the stadium, go ahead and call your insurance people, because our hope this season is to have those cannons firing multiple times on Saturdays.